It is the Mosley Show, and welcome in. Busy day, and in fact, right before we came on, I was talking to King McClure. We'll have King on. King is working for Peacock. He also works for ESPN, former Baylor player, and he was doing the game last night, and so I thought it'd be kind of fun to have King jump on with us today. King is traveling to do all the shoot-arounds and everything. He's doing the A&M game tonight, so that's going to take him out of commission when we would need him today. But always good to hear from King. And King has been a member of the Rogue family in the past, and he's been doing some Dallas Maverick stuff. So King's got a lot of stuff up his sleeve, and always fun to see a Baylor Bear having some success. Now, let's get right to it. Central National Bank, thank you, CNB. And in fact, Kevin, I was just going to send you some information. Kevin Hall with us as always. Let me see if I can copy and paste this. This Kevin is from one of the executives. I just texted it to you. And he was trying to explain to us how we can get those new commercials. I can't wait to share with you. We have new commercials from CNB that involve Nikki Collin, and CNB executives were watching our interview yesterday with Nikki. Right now, unfortunately, the Baylor men's program is in a bad way. I am going to have a full-blown discussion on that, and I think I can speak to that. I've been in touch with a lot of people, because last night I think was miserable for not only Scott and his program, but people who give a tremendous amount of money and support to that program. And just know that a major revamp of a lot of things is coming. I think that includes more NIL, better evaluating, probably going to have to look at how this has been done and how it's going to be done moving forward. But I'm not going to try to sugarcoat it. This is Baylor men's basketball has arrived at a very bad place. 1-5 in conference. This is not good enough. This is not up to the standard. This is not what this program has become, and this is beneath Scott Drew and his staff. Now, it's a different staff. Unfortunately, they've lost a lot of staff members. I mean, that will be addressed as well. Is this, is this the right crew? I like Coach, Ron Sanchez, who they brought in, had been at Virginia under Tony Bennett for a long time. He was extremely active. I was watching him last night. I love having Tweedy on this staff. I hated that they lost Jared Nunes this season, which we still don't exactly know what was going on there. In fact, Jared and I are going to be talking, and I might be able to shed a little bit more light on that. But that's a great staff member that they lost. But they have a GM of this staff, Jason Smith. I like Jason. What I know of him, I think he's been a really good guy, part of this program. But listen, everything has to be evaluated. How this was done, how this team was constructed. And, we can blame the GM, we can blame the assistants, we can blame whoever, but Scott is going to have to be the one that is mainly accountable for the team they have put on the court this year. And we've got a ton of Baylor football schedule stuff to react to. That's important. In fact, right now, Kevin's working on some of our graphics. I want to get I want to share this schedule. So Baylor, and of course, they had the Big 12 used all these vinyl records to kind of release the schedule, and everything's got to be this new, cute, whatever, cutting edge thing. That's fine. I liked it. Okay, that's good. Baylor, when they released their schedule, did some kind of thing. It's like our schedule's in the DMs. And so then it made it look like DMs or whatever. There it is. There it is. Now, as the old curmudgeon that I am, and I'm becoming, I used to actually kind of act in some ways younger than I was. And some people occasionally will tell me maybe it's the long hair that hasn't turned gray yet, that they think I'm younger than I actually am. I don't know what it is, but like this release of a schedule is, again, the creative team at Baylor is great, but when I want a schedule, I want one that I can kind of look at in all the different ways. Oh, wait. Do we have it? Yes. Kevin, this is very curmudgeonly of me, Kevin. Kevin encountered a bit of a grumpy Mosley today when I was handed, Kevin, show that other one. The one that's annoying to me. That's not a schedule. Okay, now that is a fun, creative, and the Hoffman, I those guys over there, Justin Hoff and the whole crew, those are my guys. I love those guys, and they're big fans of the Mosley Show. But for my eyes, especially to have to put on my readers, that doesn't do anything for me. I can't even read that. And I know what they were going for. It's like our schedule's in the DMs. And so they listed it like that. And you know what? For the students who really need to be a big part of this thing, and the younger folks, I think that's fun. And so I am fine with it. But Kevin, give me the schedule that I need. The one I don't have to be like I'm at an eye chart and I can't read any of the lines. This is what the old school schedule looks like, and this is what I need in front of me to work through a schedule. Now, what Kevin has and what we'll work through here in a little while is we'll try to look at the schedule grid in the Big 12, and we'll look at different schedules. I got to say, Kev, those Texas Tech Red Raiders, I feel like they've just been handed a schedule. Now, we already know. Let's see. Let me just remind you what we know about the schedule before they ever come out. We know who they're playing. We know where the game is. We just don't know the exact order and the layout of it. All right. Now, we know some of these big time Big 12 games. I mean, when Arizona State's playing Tech, or when Arizona State or somebody like that, or BYU and Tech are playing, sometimes those things will leak out. Let me tell you, let me remind you of something that we already knew that I needed to be reminded of today. BYU and Tech don't play this year unless they meet in the Big 12 title game, which is a definite possibility. Let's start down there, Kev. The December 4th, that's a Friday night game. The Big 12 championship game is going to take place at Friday on ABC. So that'll be probably about a 7 o'clock kickoff out there in Arlington, December 4th. All right. Let's pray that the Bears are somehow in that. Now, as you'll see at the bottom, home games in all bold caps. Bears have 6 of them. They've had one season that was like 8, I feel like. That was too much, by the way. They've had 7. I think last year was 7. This year, only 6 home games. It used to be in the old days of the schedules, you'd play 11 games, and one year you get 5 home games, one year you get 6. All right, now you play 12 games, you're going to get 6 home games, 6 road games. Here's the way I would break this down. Again, a lot of the stuff we knew. We thought they're going to play SMU. They had to go get La Tech because SMU wanted out of that contract. And SMU was supposed to come to Waco. They'll make that up down the road at some point. But SMU, I don't know what happened exactly there. That's kind of it really comes across as extremely wimpy from SMU. But they don't even play. TCU and SMU don't even, carry on that great rivalry, the skillet rivalry. So these things get thrown overboard. And that's how Baylor will play Louisiana Tech on family weekend. Now, best case scenario, Baylor comes out of that first 4-game slate at 4-0. They could. I mean, Colorado is a nice way to be able to start your home slate. Okay, Colorado is like 3-9 last year. They may look a little better on offense. probably not going to be a lot better. They had to go crazy in the portal, much like Baylor, I might add. But that's a very winnable game. So you could be 3-1. Now, what if you're 4-1 after Arizona State, waiting on the rivalry game TCU? You hit your bye after that Arizona State game, that you got to go to Arizona State. That's tough. Okay, that's a tough ball game. We don't know. Jeff Sims may be a quarterback to Arizona State. We're not totally sure. They lost Sam Levitt, but that's Kenny Dillingham, and that's a great program. So that's a hard one to imagine. So if you give the Bears losses to Auburn and at Arizona State, again, we knew they were going to Arizona State. We just didn't know where it would fall. So then you hope that you are 3-2. Okay, that you're 3-2 going into the bye. If you go ahead and say you're going to lose at Arizona State, and I think, given what we think Baylor's going to be, that's probably the consensus, that they'll lose that game. And then you get the Horned Frogs at home. So you got the chance to, that's going to be a big, all signs point to that game for a lot of reasons. Because if Dave Aranda wins, he's 1-5 against TCU, by the way. If Dave Aranda wins that game, then they go to 4-2 with winnable road games. Let's not act like that's the only back-to-back road games they have. Let's not act like that's the hardest thing anybody's ever come up with. Kansas could be worse this year. UCF, whatever. They're UCF. All right. That was the one team Baylor kind of blew out of the water this year. So 2 winnable road games. If you beat TCU, you're looking at a possibility of getting yourself to 6-2 on the road. Here comes Iowa State. They lost pretty much their whole team. Okay. Campbell's taking everybody to Penn State with him. That's a rough situation there at Iowa State. So could you, dare I say, get to 7-2? Now, again, a lot of this hinges because you could lose to TCU and be 3-3. And then the rest of the season just sets up differently. Not that you couldn't fight back from that, because then you would have the possibility of winning those next 2 road games and then beating Iowa State on homecoming at home, and then getting to 6-3. Okay, so 7-2 is a possibility. So is 6-3. I'm mostly looking at best case scenarios. For those of you like Mosley, have you seen our team? Have you seen our coach? Have you seen our, I get all that. All right. I'm trying to be somewhat positive. And by the way, I'm not going to be positive about the basketball program. I'm supposed to have Scott Drew tomorrow morning, and we're gonna tape that and then run that tomorrow afternoon. And that's just going to be a case of I'm not going to dance around it, and I'm not going to try to be selling sunshine. I'm going to be asking tough questions, and Scott's not going to be in a great mood. He's an unbelievable guy, and he's an unbelievable friend. And I was driving home last night, muttering a bunch of stuff, and I got on the phone with my mom, and she was like, "He's your friend. You need to be nice. You need to be positive." And I told her, I'm like, I can't. He would not expect me to be. He would not expect me to be like trying to act like everything's okay when they're 1-5. So that will be tough. So what I'm saying is, when I here in a little while, when I get into breaking down what happened last night against Tech, Kevin, if you can find any, should have said this to you earlier today. Any highlights, lowlights, whatever you want to call it, from last night's game, that's good. And then any of Scott, and I'll find it and send it to you, Kev. Any of Scott and it's off Baylor YouTube has all this. Any of Scott's press conference from last night, we'll probably listen to a little bit and react to it maybe later in the program. I'll grab some of that, Kevin, and try to get that over to you. Now, I'm continuing to look at this Baylor schedule, because then you have what you would call the nightmare last quarter of the schedule, or whatever it would be. So You come off November 7th. You're 7-2 or 6-3. Feeling pretty good about things. You may be coming off, you need to be coming off at least a 3-game winning streak, maybe a 4-game winning streak. Could be TCU, at Kansas, at UCF, Iowa State. DJ Lagway playing really well, staying healthy, running with the ball, looking like the quarterback he was meant to be, looking like the 5-star quarterback that he was. But then you have to go to BYU on November 14th, and you got to go to Provo. And the weather has changed. The weather has started to change. It may not be frigid, but it'll be chilly. And we have no clue of knowing what time of the game that will be. It's BYU, though. They'll probably be having a good season. And so that will either be that'll probably be a somewhat desirable type start time. It'll be a 6 or 7 o'clock time. Could be 2:30. We shall see. Could be 11 a.m. if somebody like Big Game or somebody wants to pick it up. Obviously you don't. Again, it just depends on how Baylor's doing, quite honestly. So all that said, Baylor has to go to a tough environment in November. There'll be a 6-3 team or a 7-2 team. That is the hope. They lose to BYU. Okay, let's do the best case scenarios. And so let's go. They fall to 7-3. Tech comes to town. That's a monster. Hard to give them a win there. So they fall to 7-4. Then they desperately need to go get a win at Houston. Willie Fritz and his team had a really good season. Formidable group. Quarterbacks coming back. Had really good recruiting. Did well in the portal. People were kind of loving their portal class. They got, even their freshmen, my gosh, they got a 5-star kid. What is happening with Willie? What is happening with Good Times Willie Fritz in Houston? You win that game against Sean Bell and the Houston Cougars. You get to 8-4. 8-4 probably gets Aranda another year. I don't think Doug's going to be signing him to some big extension. Would he do a 1-year extension or something? Maybe. His extension goes through 2029, so you really don't need to be doing much to the contract, even if they do go 8-4. 8-4 feels best case scenario. Now, people say, well, Matt, best case scenario would be 12-0. Okay, let's calm it down just a little bit on that front. But that's the Bears having a really good season would be 8-4. Let's come back a little bit. We got Campus Confidential coming up at 1:30, 2 o'clock hour. I am going to, and I was going to chop this up, and in the coming days, I'll get Ashley on. King McClure might come on.
So
Grant,
you think?
Hold on, Kev. I was texting Grant late last night, so we'll have more of that. But yeah, I think. What do you have for me?
You think that this schedule is an 8-4 possibility?
Yes. You think that's what? You think that's just crazy, beyond crazy optimistic?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But again, a lot has to go right. But I see the possibility of it because they could have a better roster than Colorado. They could beat TCU at Baylor in a rivalry game, and I think their rosters are going to be as good, if not better, than both Kansas and UCF and Iowa State. Iowa State lost everybody. Now, I will give you, that's a monster finish. That's the stuff of nightmares.
Yep.
At BYU, Red Raiders come in. Red Raiders, I think that was the saddest thing last night for me, Kevin, is the Red Raiders were honestly pretty nice. like I kind of thought they might be laughing at us and whooping it up. And I had, in fact, one of our sponsors, Schmaltz's. I was talking to Britt Tully earlier today. Let's see, who was that in front of me? A guy totally listens to our show. His name's Aaron. He was on the row in front of us, and he had the tech cap turned around backwards. Young guy, and he is buddies with the the owner of Schmaltz's, Britt Tully. And I'm sorry, Nelson Rue, if you're watching, I'm so sorry. I saw Nelson from a distance, and I didn't want to holler across the concourse, but I didn't get over to see Nelson. But I did see Nelson Rue, the longtime owner of Schmaltz's. But Britt Tully, Aaron is his friend, and he turned around and said how much he loved our show, Kevin, and how much he watches and loves that we talk about Schmaltz's. So that was kind of fun last night. But he had the tech cap on. You could tell he was a big Red Raider, and yet he did not gloat. And he was excited for the Red Raiders, but he didn't. He was just he and his son sat there, and then I was with Kevin, the Wakefields. Lane and Kirk Wakefield are part of Baylor's S3 program. That's the huge marketing and events, and I mean they're really a cool. And so last night, Kevin, Ronnie Foss and I, he's a Mavericks executive. We took a group of students to the health camp and really splurged, right? But no health camp, by the way, the prices are going to be anyway. Great food, the cheeseburgers, the fries, everything was great, just as I remembered it. And I mean, Jocelyn, Phoebe, Andrew, Jax. Oh man, who is my friend? She came to Baylor from Vietnam, and came straight to the States to go to school. She had grown up in an international school there, and so just her English was incredible because she grew up speaking English. You know, of course, it always makes me feel like an idiot. We grow up in the States, like I kind of know Spanish, and they just know our language perfectly. Then she speaks, she probably 3 other languages. She was awesome too. And these are huge sports fans who have these great internships through the S3 program at Baylor. It's like S3E, but I think of it as S3. And we're on the board. Ronnie and I are on the board of directors. So we sat last night with the Wakefields, and the Wakefields are huge Baylor people. And I loved it though. At one point, Kirk was sitting to my right. Lane was over to my left, the Wakefield boys. And it's a father and son team. And they have just, again, their program is really, really cool. It's one of the best things Baylor has over at the business school. And Christian, the point guard for Tech, hits another 3. And I see Kirk over there giving it the clap. And I'm looking at him kind of like, what are you doing? And he was kind of like, they're just unbelievable. Like, all I can do is just kind of go, good job, guys. And I kind of felt the same. I'm just like, I mean, Baylor, part of the story is Baylor is really bad right now in our programs in the tank. But part of the story is Tech's just awesome. I mean, if you watch a team hit 14 of 19 threes on you, some point you got to go, tip of the cap to you boys. All right, Kev, come back real quick. We'll do Campus Confidential in a second. Put the schedule back up for a minute, if you don't mind. Why do you feel so crazy? Because I thought I made good points that the Baylor roster is better than several of these teams.
You did make good points. I'm not saying, but
I thought that was wonderful.
This kind of thing is like the preseason rankings. Who knows? So much is based on last season, and as we've seen, increasingly so every single year. Last year matters worth a grain of salt because everybody's roster is changing, and so I go more to the coaching side of things and go, man, Iowa State on
lack
homecoming.
Lack of faith in Aranda.
Iowa
Is that
State
what
on
you're saying?
homecoming, that's maybe not a great choice. I mean,
Iowa State stinks. Like they've got no players left. What are you talking about? This is not Matt Campbell. They're all gone. They all left. They all hit the portal. Iowa State's the perfect team for a homecoming.
But it's the turnover.
Other than UCF.
It's the turnover. I look at this and I'm going to go the other direction. I'll play a little devil's advocate and say,
that's fine.
I see 3 wins.
Oh my, that's really
I think that
that's very unfortunate.
I think
Jeez.
Obviously Prairie View, A&M, La Tech, and 1 in conference.
God, oh my gosh! I mean, if it goes that direction, Dave. Okay, I'll do this. I'll play your game for a second. Here's worst case scenario. Let me give you worst case.
All right.
And this is probably an in-season firing. And I hate doing this because Dave knows this about me, and some of his staff watches. I don't think Dave watches, but Dave secretly, I think, kind of likes me. He just has a funny way of showing it because he's so stoic, right? But so I preface this with like, I desperately don't want this to happen. We do these shows and we do like the pregame show.
Yeah.
Like, why in the world would we root for all the bad stuff? Like, we've got that would make no sense. All right. Now, some people are wired that way and they just want like bad things to happen. But that's Kevin.
Good TV.
You and I are not like that. All right, we're not wired like that. And I'm a true Baylor guy. I mean, Kevin's on cloud 9. He just moved in out of I found out the other day how Kevin arrived in Central Texas, almost like how Mork arrived in Mork and Mindy. He just arrived like basically from an egg in the sky. I mean, it was just interesting. Okay, Kev.
Yep. Worst case scenario.
I just thought of a good egg joke, but I won't make it. Give it based on
Nanu.
Okay. Kev, good for you, because you're only 44, but you can do a Mork and Mindy reference.
That's right.
That's good for you. You're kind of an old soul. I like that. All right.
Best part about that show, incidentally, Jeremy Winters, hands down.
Jonathan Winters.
Jonathan, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Worst case scenario.
Yep.
Lose to Auburn.
Yep. That to me, that's
lose at home to Colorado. Lose at Arizona State, lose at home to TCU, lose. I don't think you'll lose both of those road games, but lose at least one of those road games. I just think Iowa State's a great homecoming opponent. But anyway, what I just said, if you do that, now if you lose to Colorado and Arizona State, and you've already lost to Auburn, and you're 2 and 3.
Yep.
There is probably thought of a change going into the bye.
You're going to go mid-season change?
No, there would be talk of that. I'm not saying it would happen for sure.
I say you stood by him only because you lost the AD, really, and then you're going to mid-season change.
Yeah, but this guy didn't stand by him. This guy inherited him. He didn't stand by him. Yeah. Doug McNamee did not stand by anybody.
Doug Presidente did, though.
Yeah. He is in charge. Doug is what did Jerry Jones say? I'm in charge of Venezuela. Doug McNamee is in charge of Venezuela. All right? Like, Linda is, President Livingstone is a friend of mine, and she is great. But she is so ready to get away from trying to run athletics. I mean, I promise you, she loves it, and she likes going to the games and all of that, but she never wanted to, like, step in and run it and then have to go hire an AD. She'll do it. She's willing to. But Doug McNamee is he is the chief. He is the new president of Venezuela, and what he says goes with this coaching staff. And by the way, let's get some new leadership soon. I don't want to get too far into this, but let's get somebody in there on that board that I mean, will get in there and if they need to mix it up a little bit and let's get that board riled up a little bit and involved a little bit more in the process. All right, with whoever you choose for your next chairperson of that board. Let's have somebody that's a huge way into Baylor athletics and is, I mean, like these other schools. Now sometimes they're a little bit too involved, some of these boards, but let's find a little bit more balance. And I want somebody, the next representative of that Baylor Board of Regents, the chairperson. Let's get somebody back in there that's more like Joel Allison, who played at Baylor and is big time. Okay, what?
I'm pointing to you. You're asking for it.
That's right.
You should be it. You offer the problem. You are the solution.
I'm better. Cody Campbell they used to say, is he better on the outside or inside? And they said, let him be on the inside. I'm always better on the outside.
All right. Worst case scenario, you're at 2-3 here. What rest of the schedule? What's the worst case scenario here?
2-3. Oh, I mean, I think even at worst case scenario, let's say you keep Aranda the whole season. I think worst case scenario,
you're obviously losing
like last year.
The last 3 you're losing.
Yeah, I think worst case is the same as last year, 5-7 or 4-8. That's about as bad as your 3-win deal to me feels like it can't happen. I think it's more likely. I mean, this year felt like a disaster, and they still won 5 games. That schedule right there should not
felt like
be
a disaster because
you should be able to get 6 wins out of that season.
The expectation was so high this year coming into the season. Like I talked to several people that said, at least double-digit wins or 9, and so that's why it felt, because the expectation. Now the bar is set pretty low right now, I would say.
Yeah, I think that's fair, Kevin. I think they've done a pretty good job of lowering the bar. But you do have the promise of a stud quarterback, and that has at least a little bit changed the outlook in my mind. Okay, man, a lot of people out there. Appreciate you, Kevin, on that Twitter premium that we do. All our people that are listening to us on Twitter, and I'll do the rest of the Big 12. Kevin has some of these other graphics. Oh, Kevin, please find me normal-looking schedules. I cannot look at these DMs. I don't like DMs. First of all, they're all trying to give me a virus. I mean, I don't know what happened, but like a couple of months ago, I started getting these DMs like, will you mind voting for this? Or would you mind doing this? It's all people who've been hacked or trying to give everybody a virus. They're not trying to do it on purpose, but I hate DMs. When you say slide into my DMs, it's usually in reference to somebody like talking to a female. So I think for any married adult men or women, it's a horrible idea to be DMing people of the opposite sex. Okay, I'm going to get into my old Southern Baptist ties. It's a stupid idea to be DMing people or texting people of the opposite sex that in the inappropriate way. Now, again, can you have business relationships and all that? Yes. Okay. I'm not one of these, like, don't even get in an elevator with I'm not like doing a Billy Graham thing on you here. All right, Kev. I think Kevin appreciates it, though, because Kevin has been in ministry, has been like a church plant type guy. He's taught at schools, big ministry guy. And so when I get a little biblical, I think Kevin relates to that. Okay. All right.
I do have another podcast that is called Mr. Bible Teacher. I teach the Bible and how to read the Bible. I'm going to talk to
Corey about taking some of these off your plate so all your attention can be given to the Mosley Show.
You want to take my attention away from the Bible?
Yes.
Mosley.
Yes. Mosley. No, not just podcast wise. You can still look at the Bible. All right. Campus Confidential's next.
It's time to start something new at Allen Samuels. Drive in with huge savings on all of our Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram vehicles. From a trail-conquering Jeep Grand Cherokee, towing in style with a Ram Heavy Duty, or cruising the city in a sporty and luxurious Ram 1500, we've got the perfect ride for you. Stop by Allen Samuels in Waco, where we make car buying easy.
Come by, let's be friends.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Don't click on links in emails and text messages. Scammers send emails and texts that look real, saying there's a problem with your account or your order. Don't click. Don't do it, ever. Instead, go directly to the company's website and log in there.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
With Ease US, make studio quality voiceovers for your videos online in over 149 languages and dialects. Never been easier to create professional grade videos and voiceovers. Try it today at easeus.com. That's EASEUS.com. Ease US.
Tervis is all about staying hydrated. Each product is built to last and comes in endless designs to match your personality. Stay refreshed and express yourself with Tervis. Visit tervis.com today and find your perfect tumbler.
Dive into adventure with scuba.com, your ultimate destination for top-tier scuba and snorkeling gear. Whether you're a beginner or a pro, trust scuba.com for the best in diving equipment and expert guidance. Explore now at scuba.com. That's SCUBA.com. Scuba.com. Samsonite is the world leader in durable, high-quality luggage and travel accessories. Travel with Samsonite and pack confidence every step of the way. Shop now at shop.samsonite.com. Samsonite.
So all you have to do is tap your Popple to the back of someone's phone, like that, and they instantly get your social media and contact info right on the screen. They don't need an app or a Popple to receive your info. So get your Popple today and start impressing everyone you meet. Make it pop.
Golf Partner, the world's largest golf store network, offers more purchasing opportunities than anywhere else. With a dominant market share and a wider selection of quality secondhand golf clubs than our competitors, we make it easy for you to enjoy the game with affordable, top-quality equipment. Golf Partner, overwhelmed by your inbox? Clean Email is here to help. Organize, clean, and manage your emails with powerful automation tools. Say goodbye to spam and clutter and enjoy a stress-free inbox. Try Clean Email today at cleanemail.com.
Designed to elevate the off-road experience, enabling adventurers to conquer any terrain. For 50 years, you've trusted us on your toughest recoveries, to your most breathtaking destinations, and in countless unforgettable memories.
All right, back to the show. And there's another, I like this background. I'm way into Big 12 schedules today. And so, we'll do a lot of this, and we'll look at some of these other schedules. Kevin Hoosier Hall, he's still basking in the glory of his Hoosiers winning a national title. Kev, I'm sending you another one that I really like, another Baylor schedule. I like the background on this one.
All right.
It's our
so this one doesn't look like it was made in a Word document, right?
This is our buddy Grayson Grunhafer put this one out here, and it has a black background on it, and it kind of gets me. It's nice to the eye. I like a good. I'm a man who I like a good 360 camera. I like a good pair of sunglasses. I like half and half iced tea, and I love a good schedule grid. I really do. And I like when people make shorts of my videos of these. And so, Kevin, I've had to really crack down. Our department has let me down the last couple of days. And so I've really had to get very aggressive this morning. But anyway, Kevin doing tremendous work today. Although, Kevin, we cannot continue to show that schedule that they did of DMs. That is not pleasing to my eye. There it is. That's now what that is, though, for the younger set, Kev, that that connects. And so things that connect with the younger audience and the students and the millennials and all that, great. And I'm telling you, that whole Baylor creative team, they watch Mosley. They watch Grandpa Mosley. So they know how much I love those guys. But I need something that looks more like, Kev, what's that other one we were looking at earlier? Put that one up there. Yes, I need something more old school. And now, Kevin, I've sent you that beautiful, I kind of like that black background with the white lettering. And that really has a little pop to it. Oh, there you go. Let me put on my other glasses. Goodness gracious. That's beautiful. Look at that, Kev. That for people that are sight impaired like myself, and I have been since I was 15 months old. I got my first pair of glasses when I was literally 15 months old. And people say, well, how did they even know? I mean, were you speaking where you were? And I had to do the whole patch. They knew because my eye was doing something weird. And then the minute they put them on me, people are like, how do you keep them on? You're 15 months old. You're a toddler. The minute my life changed forever, I just could see. And so I never took them off because it was like, oh my gosh, life as we know it has changed. And it was great. It's great ever since. Although I probably should have at age 40, should have thought about doing the corneal surgery. I was always kind of scared of it, but I think that would have RK or whatever you do. I think that would have been a good thing. Okay, Kev, take as much time as you want here. Okay, we'll get back on schedule in the 2, and then I've been in touch with King McClure. Ashley Hodge and I huddled up for a little bit last night. My team of Baylor basketball observers, Pete Souza and I were just talking a moment ago via text. We're all gathering. Coaches for other teams I've been in touch with. Last night, I was on the phone with Grant McCaslin. This is uncomfortable for Grant. Grant played at Baylor, loves Baylor. His daughter went to Baylor, still may be on campus for all I know. I mean, Grant McCaslin is a Baylor guy through and through. He was also my fraternity brother at Baylor, 4 years younger than I am. So, but I remember him. He was my sister's age, and he and my sister were great friends. And I knew Grant was going to be awesome as a coach. I didn't know he was going to go to Elite Eights and all this kind of stuff. I do think, by the way, if people have asked me before, oh, cool, Bear the Truth, commenting, you can comment on our YouTube page. You can do your comments, and we'll throw your comments up there. But he was saying King McClure was great on the broadcast last night. I was making the point about Grant. Oh, yeah. So Grant always comes on with me, which is so nice. But the other day, it was like a crazy quick turnaround. They were going to have to get to Waco. They're flying out Monday. And so we had a little trouble making it happen. And then they offered him after the game last night. And something in my Baylor sensibilities, just alarms went off. Kev, I didn't love the thought of holding up with Grant after he just crushed Baylor. And, he and I both think the world and are good friends with Scott. It just seemed kind of weird, honestly, holding up with Grant after he'd beaten my alma mater by 30 or 40 points. Maybe I should have done it. But we'll have Grant on in the coming days, and we'll choose the right time for it. What's great about Grant is he'll come on during the season, and then if he's having a great tournament run, then he'll come on again. And part of it, our friendship is based on, yes, he loves my family and loves my sister. Part of it is I once sent him a great friend of ours who became one of the great walk-on stories in North Texas history, University of North Texas, when Grant was coaching there. and that kid's name was J.J. Murray. He's now an engineer for Callaway, and he's a hugely successful young man. But J.J. Murray, I used to teach Sunday school, and I helped send J.J. to UNT, and he became a starter for Grant at UNT. So Grant always is very grateful for that, which is kind of fun. And again, J.J. Murray is one of the great success stories in walk-on history, and he happens to be a great friend of the Mosley family. All right, without further ado, Kevin, which I'm great at furthering things.
You're really good at ado.
Yeah. Let's do some Campus Confidential. What do you have for us?
All right. Last night, UCLA upset number 4 Purdue. So my question to you is, who is the next top 5 team? Because this is 2 top 5 teams within a week that have fallen, Iowa State and Purdue. What's the next top 5 team you think has the potential to go down?
Who's playing in Lubbock Saturday? Don't they have a huge game? I'm just trying to think. Like anybody playing Tech, it has the possibility of being in trouble. I think isn't there a big game Saturday in Lubbock? Somebody's going in there.
Houston, number 6 Houston is at Tech on Saturday.
I would say Houston could be. Now they may win it, and Kelvin doesn't. It's not like he loses a bunch of road games. In fact, his record in Big 12 games is just crazy. But his road record is honestly the most impressive thing. I've seen people over the years put up great numbers, like Kansas, but nobody.
Cincinnati just came up with a upset, and they're at Arizona tonight. Number 1.
Cincinnati is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got no shot. They got no shot there.
All right.
I would say anytime Arizona has to play Houston, Tech, BYU, any of those teams, they're in trouble. So I would say
Ohio State at Michigan tomorrow.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Michigan's kind of faltered a little bit here recently. They've fallen off a bit.
They're at number 3 still.
Really?
Yep. Just beat IU last night.
So how bad?
By like 20 something.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nobody gets Indiana chairs right now.
So 86-72.
I don't think Indiana's that bad, but they're just unfortunately they're in a bad way right now.
Oh, they're bad.
But not like what Baylor's going through. I think they're actually competitive. And you've seen them in some of these games, even against Nebraska or whoever, like have leads that they surrender. And you have to be decent to get like a pretty big lead. So I do not think Indiana's that bad. Baylor, unfortunately, is in a very bad way right now. But, I would say Arizona is the next team to get knocked off, but not against Cincinnati.
Not against Cincinnati.
I like Cincinnati.
They play BYU next Monday.
Yeah.
At BYU.
Totally could lose that game.
All right.
And will lose that game.
In that same day, you also have Louisville at Duke. So that's 23-5 at this point. So,
yeah, Duke will probably win that game at home. Gosh, sadly, Baylor still has Louisville. I mean, in addition to the ridiculous schedule that the Big 12 presents, Baylor's got a non-conference game up in Fort Worth at Dickies against Louisville at some point.
Yeah.
I wish you could just opt out of a season.
You want to just take a knee on this one?
I was watching those fans.
Well, be careful. You might break an ankle on taking a knee. I mean, just ask Bo Nix.
I would, he didn't do it taking a knee, did he?
I don't know. There's confusion about it when exactly it happened. It might have could have been that one. I don't know.
Surely not. That seems crazy.
Well, he took a little side shuffle to get it in the middle.
side shuffle and broke a bone. Okay, I need to. I'd have to look at some of those replays. All right, what else do you have, sir?
All right, last night also Arkansas dominated number 15 Vandy. How should we feel about this Calipari team? This is his second full season at Arkansas, so he's now been able to kind of do a little bit more of the portal or recruiting or whatever he's been great at but yet he's sort of one of those coaches that they used to recruit really good out of high school, and then this new NIL portal world is sort of like a little different for them. So how should we be looking at this Calipari Arkansas team?
Kind of just like a decent, like a shot to get an attorney and make the Sweet 16. They're about like last year's team. They may be a little bit better than last year's team. I think the X factor for Calipari, I think he's doing better in the role you're talking about. I think he brought in I think they do have a really good freshman guard. I think he still goes after the one and dones, but he's accepted the portal. And the guy that has my attention for them, and I need to see how he's done recently. Do you have that box score, by the way? While I'm talking, will you look up the Arkansas box score? Will you tell me in that Arkansas, Vandy was off to an incredible start this year, and they've obviously kind of gone in the ditch. The big X factor to me for Arkansas is a player by the name of Brazil, because he's 6'10", he can knock down threes. And early this season, I watched him about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and he had taken a big jump. But he does not strike me as the most consistent guy in the world. What did he do in this game?
Brazil had 10 points.
How many rebounds?
14. So double.
Okay. He changes them. When he is that active and is that big of a monster on the boards, and then if he gives them somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 17 points, which he's very capable of, can you see what he's averaging on the season now?
Yeah.
Scoring-wise. Mm-hmm. See, what grabbed me about Brazil is that he was a career, 8-point-a-game guy. And then this year he was kind of taking a big jump. And so to me, he's the one who decides where the ceiling is for the Razorbacks. But like anything, they could get hot during the tournament. They could also lose in the first round.
13.6 per game, 7.7 rebounds.
Yeah. My heart hurts right now. I have to keep coming back to this, Kev. I pipe down, dog. I am like my whole spring and winter and then into spring really all Baylor fans have become like this. Like our whole mindset is about what's our seed going to be, Lenardi, bracketology, where are we going to be? Are we going to go to the first round games? They had this buddy, Matt Elmore, and that's where Ashley Hodge and I became good friends. And a lot of these guys that used to try, tons of these guys that we all kind of got to be buddies. Carl Valengua and Jim Wright and who are these guys? There's a bunch of these guys that we'd all be on the road together. Trent Sharp, Baylor. I saw Trent from a distance last night at the Baylor game. Our whole winter and spring is about the tournament, and we don't have that. Like this is a really bad Baylor team, and it's just sickening. And I don't know. Like I'm wondering how they would have constructed the team had the Rob Wright thing not happened, because you would have had a true point guard and then maybe you would have built around him differently. They still had these injuries and all the weirdness that happened. But, I mean, you can't tell me that if Bodo hadn't, that his injury was going to change this whole thing. Yes, they would have been better at center. They would have not had to go after Najee and all of that. But Bodo was not going to be enough as a scorer, shot blocker, rim runner to make up for all this other problems that you had. So you got to examine, how did you miss on Ratai? How did you miss on Ogbum? It's more than just about losing Rob Wright. Now, he's a great player. Don't get me wrong. Rob Wright was a guy to build around, and Baylor was trying to do it, and it screwed things up. Okay, you can tell, Kev. I'm sorry. I'm poised and ready for some Baylor basketball talk. Kev, what else do we have, though, in Campus Confidential? But, Baylor falls under campus. It's okay to branch out, talk a little bit about that. What else do you?
Last one. This will bring it back into the Big 12 football schedule release here. Who is the team to beat next season in the Big 12 conference in football?
Oh, and Kevin, do you have some of these other schedules lined up? Okay. Are they? What format are they in, though? I cannot look at the DMs.
There's no more DMs.
Okay.
Baylor was the only one.
So you can show me schedules that I can read.
I have the master
grid.
one.
The master
I'm not
grid.
sure how we'll be able to see that or interact with that. Here.
I want to look at it.
They all look different because it was all on their social media, so it all looked a little different.
I love a good grid, so we'll briefly show it. But do you have like TCUs and BYUs that we can look at individually?
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm very excited about that. I also know I've got to talk Baylor basketball because it's weighing on me, and I've got to get some of it off my chest. So Kev, here's what I need you to do after I answer this question from you.
Yep.
I need you to give me enough time. I gotta get more coffee. I think I can make it in my allotted 4 minutes, but just keep an eye on things. Not that you can't run the show, but without me. I think some days you would prefer it. But I'm gonna run get up some coffee after I answer this question, and then I'm gonna have a Baylor basketball discussion, and then we'll finish out the show today with some major Big 12 schedule talk. All right, and at some point, Kev, we got Thursday and Friday. We've got the AFC and NFC title games that are actually happening, and somebody told me earlier today Denver's got like cold weather. Like it's 4 degrees.
Yeah, but they're playing the Patriots. That doesn't. I mean, weather shouldn't be a factor there.
No,
it's only the elevation.
Yeah, but it's a little more frigid than I expected. Like a high of 27 is what I'm seeing. What time is that game that day? How do we have these things broken up? AFC first or NFC?
Is it the first one?
One will be at 2 and one will be at 5:30. Our time. I just wanted to see the break. I was just kind of thinking about it. Okay, while you're looking,
2:00 is that game.
Okay, so it should warm up a little bit, and it should be at kickoff, probably up to about 22 or 23 degrees.
Right. It's 1:00 local time in Denver.
Okay, Mountain Time. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Kev, to answer your question.
Yep. Team to beat. Is it still Tech?
Yeah. I looked at that schedule, and we'll put Tech schedule up here in a little bit. I don't know who beats them. I mean, they come into Waco, and I pray that the Bears are playing well and are like 8-2 or 7-2 at the time, or maybe 7-3. Here we go. Okay, Kev. I mean, this is just. I will spend the rest of my day too, like just on that grid, and we hope the grid holds up this weekend because we got rough weather coming in. All right, I'm sorry. I gotta kind of get in here a little close, so I'll be a close talker to our audience. Here's what I was thinking when I looked at the schedule earlier. Home is red. Like I just don't. There's not a tough road game. Like, I mean, with all due respect to the great Aranda and the Bears, I think it'll be somewhat interesting because Sorsby will be the quarterback, and they'll go back to Cincinnati on the 24th, on October 24th. That'll be, I think the Cincinnati fans will have something for them. But that honestly is the easiest road schedule I've ever seen.
State?
Nah, it's still early. I mean, I like what he's doing and all those UNT players, and so he'll be trying to be in like Signetti year one mode, but he doesn't. He's not Signetti. You know, he's not. Actually, Signetti got to Indiana, and Allen, is that the guy's name? There were a few players still left around there. It was not, the cupboard was not completely bare. The cupboard is completely bare in Stillwater. So that right there, sir, is the easiest road schedule that's ever been granted in Big 12 history. So your only tough games are just those two. I cannot believe they gave both. I mean, I guess we knew that was going to happen, but you do split it up with one game in between the Arizona teams, but they're all coming in. Like, there's not one. We don't know who's going to be the Arizona State quarterback. Jeff Sims kind of finished the year. Dillingham will have something in store. So their toughest game, and they owe Arizona State one from last year. Their toughest game is probably the entire season. Who is that they owe? Oh, that's ACU. There's not a tough game.
Houston.
No. Yeah, but they went to Houston and pretty much dominated them. But catching Houston early at home, that'll be like kind of who's playing the best and all that kind of stuff. It's not easy, but it's not that hard. That's a freaking 12-0 season right there, man. So at worst, they're going to have another 11-1. There's no scenario where they're 10-2. I cannot see two losses there. So Cody Campbell and the Red Raiders continue on. All right, Kev, I'm gonna tell you what we'll do here. I'm gonna kind of just hit on several points with what I saw last night, the environment, everything, but I'm not going to get in. I don't care about like the fans, and I love the fans. Don't get me wrong. I love our audience. I love our Baylor audience, but I'll never be on here. The fans were not good enough, or the students were not. It was enough fans to try to make a difference, and Tech shot them out of the gymnasium. Last night was a real rough night for the Bears because they didn't show enough pride. And they did not, the effort, the desire, a lot of things that are really, really unfortunate did not happen. These are the kind of games that we saw last night that have to lead to very, very uncomfortable conversations and even changes within organizations. No, Scott's fine. Okay. But if you don't think that there needs to be some major change, you're not paying attention. That's next.
If you want the best for your body, you want Ascension Providence, the largest sports and orthopedics group in Central Texas. Using innovative and cutting-edge technology, we're able to understand your body better than ever, delivering treatment with precision. And with our fellowship-trained and board-certified doctors, you'll receive excellent care. Work with a team dedicated to your health, wellness, and safety.
So you can perform
At your best.
Ascension Providence, caring for Texas families for over 120 years.
When Central National Bank decided to partner with Baylor women's basketball, we were hoping Coach Collin would bring that championship mindset to do whatever she has to do to take our workplace culture to the next level.
Well, these donuts are pretty good.
Guys, how we doing?
We're good, Coach.
Craig! What are you doing?
What do you mean?
You have to dunk it.
So far, I think our employees are really enjoying it.
Not everything's a basketball thing.
Did you say something, Craig?
No, ma'am.
That's what I thought.
Dude, I think she likes you.
Central National Bank, proud partner of Baylor Athletics and Baylor Women's Basketball.
Bubble wasn't here. I don't know what people would be doing, like making PowerPoints or something. I love that I can sit down and build something the way that I think it should be built.
Bubble turns ideas into fully scalable apps. Try Bubble today.
At Covers & All, we've revolutionized protective solutions with cutting-edge, customizable covers, tarps, and curtains. We deliver premier protection at affordable prices and express shipping. Visit coversandall.com today for the perfect fit, guaranteed to last.
Better sleep, inspired by nature. Your back, hips, and shoulders will fall into perfect alignment in any position, meaning that you get deeper, more comfortable rest. Visit ecoterrabeds.com.
Cleanse your body of accumulated toxins and embark on your wellness journey at your own pace. At Global Healing, we provide premium supplements to help your body heal naturally. Start your healing journey today at globalhealing.com and organichemp.com.
Relax with Hemp Delicious. Organically grown hemp, massively blended with delicious organic herbs, responsibly sourced for their holistic benefits. Each sip offers calming, antioxidant-rich wellness. Brewed just for you. Sip the calm with Hemp Delicious.
Is your Mac running slow? Mac Booster 8 is your all-in-one solution to clean up 20 types of junk files. Get your Mac running like new again with Mac Booster 8. Visit macboost.net today.
I know you're gonna love this Kodak Plus printer. You guys just connect it to your smartphone. I can assure you, you are going to love this printer as much as my family has. You guys have to check it out for yourself.
At Matt Piffle, we believe in celebrating your journey. Our unique personalized products are designed to boost your confidence. From custom home decor to meaningful gifts, we help you cherish the memories that make you who you are. Visit mappiffle.com and start celebrating your story today.
Streamline event and appointment booking with Amelia's sleek, modern, and fully customizable booking forms. WPAmelia.com. That's WPAMELIA.com. Amelia. Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. NALGENE.com.
A house is a property, but we live in homes. Home sweet home. Homes where the heart is. We aim to deliver the best home buying and selling experience so you can spend less time real estating and more time living.
whypersonalloans.com. Request a loan anytime. Our partners can offer loans up to $35,000 with varying rates and terms. Review your loan offer with no obligation and decide what works for you. Visit personalloans.com today.
This is what $500,000 in a duffel bag looks like. Actually not real. That's because it's actually prop money. It looks realistic from a distance, but up close you can see it says for motion picture purposes. Visit propmoney.com today to get your money seen or money shot right with Prop Money Inc.
With San, owning iconic furniture no longer requires paying a premium. With over 15,000 satisfied customers worldwide, we've proven that high-quality furniture doesn't have to come with a high price tag. Explore our collection today at san.com.
The U-Like Air 3, launched in 2023, ushers in a new era of sapphire ice cooling technology, offering nearly painless hair reduction in just 3 weeks. That's ULIKE.com. U-Like.
VivoSun's mission is to empower growers with stylish and effective products, making indoor growing accessible and enjoyable for everyone. Visit vivosun.com today and get started making growing plants and vegetables easy and automatic.
It is the Mosley Show, and welcome back. We'll have more Big 12 schedule talk breakout. Appreciate everybody. A lot of you are with us on Twitter. Premium level seating, and great to have you. And if you want to, I would suggest that if you're joining us Twitter, go get on the YouTube page and subscribe to that for free. Leave us a rating. I don't even know if that matters anymore, honestly, but maybe it does. But also leave us a comment, and sometimes Kevin will put those up on the screen. So we appreciate all you guys. And I mean, there'll be days, big Cowboys news or something brewing, And we'll look and we'll have thousands upon thousands of people joining us on Twitter, and we're appreciative of that. And that is a pretty cool thing right there. So great to have all y'all with us. We're just growing this thing, and it's just continued to grow. And Kevin's Scotty was very helpful in that. Kevin's going to help us get to the another level. And then Brandon, who's with us now, he's going to jump in and start handling some of our stuff on the back end of things and all kinds of our videos. We're happy to have him with us. And we're so happy to have Central National Bank, our presenting sponsor. We got some new commercials we'll be rolling out for them. And then Cherry Johnson, Siegmund James, of course, the great law firm that's a part of the Mosley Show. And then the Lindsay family there at the Brazos Landing. And then Alan Samuels. And they, I mean, incredible stuff. Ted Teague and his crew out there. And I'll be telling you more about some of the specials and some of the things going on with Alan Samuels. Now, let's talk. We'll do more schedule talk. In fact, if you're planning if you want Big 12 football schedule talk, I would say at about, we'll take a break at about 15 minutes, and then we'll do some major schedule talk to finish out the show. All right. So be prepared for that. Kev, I don't know if you have any highlights from the game or any thing we want to show or any pictures from the game. Feel free to throw any of that up that you want. But I just want to speak to what was going on in that arena last night and Foster Pavilion. And I think that was I think there have been some low moments, and Baylor certainly was not able to stay on the court with Houston. Most of these games, though, even against the game against Iowa State, they kind of stayed in the game for a half in those two games. Stayed in the game for a half at Kansas the other night. Did not stay in this game the other night. In fact, I was looking around and had a really cool experience last night. Appreciate Kevin Gall and some of the folks from Baylor. I was just kind of looking around the arena at some of the new things at Foster. It's kind of amazing to see some of the things they've done. Got kind of a backstage pass last night, but it was a brutal night on the court for the Bears. And I think a lot of us are wondering and asking, okay, what's going to happen? What needs to happen? How do you turn this around? Is there anything you can do this season? You can play harder. You can play with more effort. They may win a few games. Right now, they're 1-5. This is not a tournament team. This team will not sniff the NCAA tournament this year. This team may end up playing in the NIT if they want to. I guess maybe. I don't know. I don't know that you're going to accomplish much by doing that or doing that with this team. I think at the end of this thing, everybody will kind of need to go their separate ways, and it'll be time to go back in the portal. I'd love to see Cameron Carr come back. I want to see the evolution of maybe there's a couple of young guys next year. I think it'll be great because Iguodala will come in. Monty Williams' kid's going to be coming in as a freshman. You got some guys sitting out right now. Mayo, Soso. I mean, there are things to look forward to. I don't know what the situation on Bodo is. His injury, he's out this season. They've certainly Michael Perez. I mean, they've had some setbacks. Don't get me wrong. The whole thing, losing Rob Wright, it's bad. But I think last night, the thing that was so disheartening, and there was a crowd there that was trying to get behind the Bears and would have gotten behind the Bears. Texas Tech made 14 threes. There's a picture of JT Toppin, a great player for the Red Raiders. I think it's disheartening. You see how vastly different two programs are. Wasn't long ago, Baylor's winning a national title. A guy was attending that used to be on Scott's staff in Grant McCaslin, who played at Baylor, who's now the Tech coach. if Scott had taken the Kentucky job, I think Mac would have definitely tried to hire Grant McCasland. I don't know what he would have done. I think it's easy to say now he would have stayed at Tech. I don't know, though, if that's what he would have done. He does love Baylor. He also loves Tech. And he married a Tech girl, and she didn't want to leave. I mean, Texas A&M would have killed to have Grant McCasland. And he wasn't interested. He was interested in staying at Texas Tech. That kid you see right there, that picture, that's of a young man by the name of Donovan Atwell. 6'5", lefty. He hit 7 threes on the Bears in the first half. All right, he had 21 points at the half. And Christian Anderson, their point guard, he was playing the 2. He can play defense like crazy. He was a big reason the other night they had some success slowing down A.J. DeBonsa because he walled up and he played his tail off. All right? You're looking for a Baylor blueprint. It's not just, Tech has more money. I think Baylor people are making a mistake right now, football and basketball, of saying, well, this other team has more NIL money. Yeah, Scott needs more money. Certainly. That's got to be part of the equation. But you have to reevaluate how you look at these players and what you're looking at, because the money you do have to spend, you sent on Michael Ratai, who, nice kid, came in from Oregon State. I was excited about him, and he can't play. He can't shoot the 3. He's not hitting the 2s. And there's another guy right there. That's Obi Ogbum. You got him from Wyoming because he was a shot maker. What he's not a point guard. He's not really a ball handler. He's a guy who doesn't turn the ball over that much. He'll actually defend pretty hard, but as a team, they're horrible on defense. They don't rebound, and they don't shoot the ball particularly well. So every once in a while, like what happened in Stillwater, they'll have a great shooting night. It doesn't happen very often. They did it. Tunde was great that night. Carr was great. Even Obi was good that night. As a whole, bad shooting team. Don't play defense. Don't defensive rebound. It's a bad basketball team. All right? Now, these teams, we're looking at a kid right there, number 1 for Tech. Can't even remember his name. Came off the bench. Okay, he gives them some decent minutes. But what they do year after year is they go find a kid like Atwell, who, it kind of reminds me of Maceo Teague, by the way. Maceo Teague, they're different players, but Maceo Teague came from UNC Asheville. And he ended up, obviously helping Baylor win a national title. Tech goes and will find somebody that's for 2 or 3 years been really good at a mid-major. Was he great? No, he was okay. He was a good player. 13, 14 points a game, really good three-point shooter. Not great player, but he was good on defense. And again, part of it is when they bring Grant a player, he's told me this before, they never, and again, let me say this one more time, because everybody wants to say, well, they just have more portal money than Baylor. Okay, that's true. That's certainly true. But again, you think they're unloading a bunch of portal money on Donovan Atwell? No. The biggest portion of their NIL money is going to taking care of a guy like JT Toppin, who is a All-American, and then the young freshman who's in his second year, now he's a sophomore, Christian Anderson, the point guard, who was a diaper dandy, great freshman player. So they're taking really good high school players, and they're complementing these other, and then they're complementing that with great portal additions. Now, they go to the Elite Eight last year, but they lose Darian Williams. He was like the heart and soul of that team. You're like, oh my gosh, he's the reason they were Elite Eight. How do you lose Darian Williams? Pretty easy. Will Wade and NC State said, tell you what, Darian, we'll give you whatever it is, $2, $3, $4 million. Text like, man, we love you, but best of luck. Best of luck to a swell fella. Okay, we're gonna send you on with our love. We'll always love you. And I'm sure there were Tech fans. What are we doing? What are we doing? They never lost their touch. They never lost the eye for what they were doing. They went and got the lefty that made about 1 million threes against Baylor last night. 14 threes in one half. Somebody's got to end up in the stands. Somebody's got to get thrown over the scoring table. Somebody's got to get thrown. I mean, you cannot let them sit there and continue to do that over and over. Do we have some pride? Is there some sort of pride or dignity that takes place? Now, I could hear Scott screaming from where I was. He got on their rears at halftime. So they came out and they tried to play harder in the second half, and the dang refs had like 3 touch foul calls. I was taking some tour and I missed the first minute of the second half. But my buddy, and again, I'm really liking Kirk and Lane, who do such a great job with Baylor's S3 program. Kirk was catching me up on it, and he was just like touch foul, because they tried to get tough, and they couldn't do it. And so there we were last night, witnessing this, and I decided I needed to get back to Dallas. I didn't have time to stay. I didn't want to get home at like 2 a.m. That's probably why there wasn't a huge crowd there. First of all, Baylor's not very good right now. Second of all, the Dallas people, the Austin people, the Houston people, they don't love driving home at a crazy late hour, an 8 o'clock start. Those are hard. You should have enough of a local crowd to kind of take that thing over. Your students did fine, but the team's bad, and it's really hard to get them out right now. All right? I mean, the truth of the matter is, we're being honest, the fans need to get behind Nikki in the women's program because they're number 14 in the country. They've got a top scorer in Talia Scott, and they're good. They're good. They've got a great point guard, Jana Van Geitenbeek, who you would all love, and they've got 2 killers on defense and rebounding. I mean, you need to get behind that team. I mean, not give up on the Baylor men, but this is not a good team. So, and I hate it because, like, they're probably, we're now at a time where we go, this guy's making this much money. We can't stand this guy. Get him out of here. Blah, blah, blah. Same way last year. They pay a Duke kid a bunch of money, pay him over $1 million to come in. They pay a guy from Miami $1 million. Now, he actually performed, I would say, not really a leader type, but a good player. So they didn't miss on him, but they missed huge on Jeremy Roach. So now 2 years in a row, you miss on Michael Ratai. Obi Ogbum's not what you need him to be. You don't have a point guard because Rob Wright leaves, and you go get Dan Skillings, and he's hit or miss. He was good against you when he was at Cincinnati. But but now that I think about it and watch Cincinnati this year, they probably don't miss him. So sadly, you get 3 key starter types who just can't really play, and they don't defend well enough, and they don't shoot well enough. They don't defensive rebound well enough. It's just bad. So, what do? You just throw, just give up? We're just not a good basketball program anymore? No. I know what Doug McNamee is going to do. I just had him on recently, and y'all know Doug and I are friends, and we stay in touch with each other. Probably not as in touch as the big money donors are with him, because he knows I'm only giving him, coverage of the teams. I'm not writing big checks. But the truth about Doug, which is kind of cool about him, he honestly is kind of great to and enjoy spending time with all Baylor fans, even the Baylor fans who just spend their hard-earned money on season tickets and come to the games, but maybe don't have the money to give to like big NIL type donations. I think Doug has a great appreciation for sort of the rank and file, either former Baylor students or just Baylor people that are big Baylor fans that live in Waco. I think that part's kind of cool. What he knows and what he's about to do with Scott is, and it needs to start even during the year. These meetings need to start. You don't wait till the end of the season to start figuring this out. You need to look at your GM. And I like their guy, Jason Smith, nice guy, good guy. I'm sure he's been a part of some incredible recruits that they've brought in. But if your process involves him sort of doing the work of identifying several people and then bringing that to Scott, then you got to change it because something's not working. You can't miss on Roach, Agbum, Ratai, Skillings, blah, blah, over and over and go, oh, let's try it. Maybe we'll do better next year. You look at teams, and again, I get it. Does Texas Tech have a lot more money than Baylor right now? Yes. But as Doug McNamee told us, Baylor has the resources to compete. All right? This is not some poverty situation. All right? I mean, and even a couple of years ago when they brought in the guy from Flint, Michigan originally, the guy from the MAC, the point guard, KJ. Why am I going blank? Anyway, the point guard that came in from Toledo, who's kind of bounced around the NBA. Like, that guy could at least play. He was a hardcore point guard, and he was a player. He was a playing dude who could, hit threes and do all that. I mean, he wasn't even that great of a shooter, but he could pass. He had an identity. He could distribute. He was a really good, he was a good player. You just can't enter another season without a point guard. And, you can play the one and done game. It's not like I don't love these freshmen who come in, but, hopefully next year is going to be a little more like what Tech has. Like Tech's bringing in Petty this year. Petty starts. He's getting better and better. He's a freshman. He's following in the footsteps of Christian Anderson, who is so dang good in his second year that he may end up being the best point guard in the NBA draft next year. But he gave Tech 2 years. Now, there's excuses to be made here. They didn't expect Messi to be as great as he was right away. They thought they'd get another year out of him. Sohan back in the day, they thought he'd give them another year. They were too good too quickly. So Baylor does a good job of developing them. But for the second year in a row, there's just an enormous, breakdown in terms of the evaluation process, and it needs to change. And I don't know. This will be the way it's explained to me, and I'm so sorry, guys. I was having one of those Mosley moments earlier. Ray J Dennis is who I was trying to think of. I was like KJ. I knew that was wrong, but I just couldn't think of Ray J for a second. Jalen, the other guy that came in with Ray J. You have your transfer portal people have to have some form of identity. Jalen, even the guy that came in a few years ago from West Virginia that had played for Huggins. It's like he in time, whether it was defense, rebounding, then he became a 3-point shooter. He sort of grew into the job. Now you go, Well, this all changed with NIL. You're right. You're right. Some of that has. But let me bring up another guy from Tech from last night's game. And this guy is thick, and he can rebound, and he's tough. And then I saw him throw up a shot. Show up a three. He's 22 years old. Lawan Watts. All right. You go, well, Matt, tell me about Lawan Watts. All right. He's a guy that scored about 11 or 12 a game for him. What's the deal with Lawan Watts? He started his career in the Big Sky at Eastern Washington, where he scored 9.4 points a game. Then he goes to Washington State, 13, almost 14 points a game, and nearly 7 rebounds. Does that sound like a guy you would go pay like huge money to? No way. No way in the world is Texas Tech paying Lawan Watts $1 million. No. They're saying, hey, come in here and play, and we might be able to get you like, $300,000 or $400,000, maybe $500,000 or whatever. Lawan Watts. What is he? Huge. Same thing. They never compromise on character. And I'm not saying these guys Baylor's bringing in are bad character. I think they may be like some of the nicest guys in the country. They can't play. Obi Agbum is not a good enough shooter. He's not fast enough. He's not quick enough. He's not a good enough ball handler. He's not a point guard, and he's not even a good enough shooter, and he's not a good enough defender, and that has to bear out during the evaluation process. Same thing for what are we seeing from Ratai? Slow, can't shoot from the outside. Really not much of a ball handler. Will compete on D, but not great on D. Okay, so again, you all these things, like it's kind of like somebody said about Doug McNamee told us about the football team. We've got to develop a clear identity. When somebody looks at the Baylor Bears, are they the most physical team? Are they a great defensive team? Or is Baylor the old Bryles years? Is it the greatest show on turf? I mean, to borrow an old Rams thing. What are they? What is this team right now? There's no. At one point, they were okay at like offensive rebounding. I don't even know if it matters at this point. I mean, they don't play defense. Not good shooting. Don't defensive rebound. They're one of the worst defensive rebounding teams in the country. They've got 2 really talented players. They've got Carr and they've got Tunde. Tunde some nights will just be horrible from the field. It happens to Carr too. And then when they don't have them firing on all cylinders, they've got no chance because you've got nobody else to get you points. Who are you going to depend on? Who's going to get you points? Who on this team other than Carr or Tunde? So you really need them to combine for 55 to 60 points to even have a shot against one of these good Big 12 teams. They're not going to beat. I think we have to accept this. They're not going to beat a good Big 12 team this season. They might knock off TCU at our place. They might. I didn't see that one, Kevin. What'd you throw up on the screen? We had a good comment from somebody. Our Twitter audience, if you're out there, well, that's unfortunate. Somebody's just saying something rude about the Bears. Baylor University, where nice guys come to lose. I don't think that's going to be a slogan we embrace, but yeah, I mean, you can bring in it's not, Tech does not, they do not, if there's a red flag on a guy from a character standpoint, he's out. There are also red flags when it comes to guys who can't play, and they don't bring in guys who can't. And if you can't play, they'll move on in a hurry. It's not stick around. And like Baylor Baylor was honestly too nice to Langston over the years, who sat around and whined about his injury and honestly became a general nuisance by the time he left. I'm sorry, but he was. And same way with, who else was it that was just would sit over there and, I mean, just, oh, what's wrong with so-and-so? It's the, I think Scott is going to have to, Scott has the ability to be confrontational, and I guarantee you he was last night. But, I mean, I don't know if it's staff changes. I don't know if it's a new GM. I don't know what has to happen, but the talent of value, okay, yes, go raise more money, give them more money. But you don't just because you have a ton of money doesn't mean you always get it right. You still have to go get the right people. I mean, look at Houston and Arizona and Texas Tech and BYU. What do they all have in common right now? Well, they all have more NIL money than Baylor, yes. But they're not bringing in like, oh, God, well, that guy's not working. I mean, even Rob, as much as we hate it, Rob has stepped in. We knew he was a good point guard. We helped develop him into a great point guard, and he's perfect for them. He runs the team. He hits threes. He's gotten better as a shooter. He's got better as a finisher, and he's gotten stronger. I mean, he's everything we thought he was, okay? So let's credit Baylor when they get it right, because they got it right on Rob Wright. But then they, the money, they got money whipped by BYU, and apparently everybody else now is suing people over these people leaving contracts. Let's sue him right before the Baylor-BYU game. Let's sue Rob Wright. Anybody up for that? All right, Kev, sorry. I knew I would get a little carried away there. I did. Let's take a quick break, and then we'll finish up with some Big 12 schedule talk. That's next.
Ready for a better kind of primary care?
At Patient First Direct Primary Care, you get unlimited office visits with same-day or next-day availability.
And instead of rushed appointments, we take the time to actually listen.
There are no insurance hassles, just clear, simple care.
You can reach us by phone or text because access shouldn't be complicated. Our practice has expanded to include Medicare-age patients as part of our direct primary care model.
It's a fresh alternative to the traditional insurance or government-driven systems, care that finally puts you first.
For more information, go to patientfirstdirect.com.
When you strive for greatness, you have a target on your back. And when it comes to finances, we're all targets for scammers. With the right game plan, you can protect yourself. Don't get faked by fraud.
Here's a tip. Never deposit someone else's money into your bank account. Scammers will send you money or overpay you and then ask you to refund a portion of the money back to them. This is a scam.
This message is brought to you by Central National Bank.
Streamline event and appointment booking with Amelia's sleek, modern, and fully customizable booking forms. WPAmelia.com. That's WPAMELIA.com. Amelia. Nalgene Outdoor has been your trusted companion, fueling adventures and helping protect the planet. We're committed to reducing waste, improving access to clean water, and providing simple, safe, and sustainable products for you and your family. NALGENE.com.
A house is a property, but we live in homes. Home sweet home. Homes where the heart is. We aim to deliver the best home buying and selling experience so you can spend less time real estating and more time living.
WhyPersonalLoans.com. Request a loan anytime. Our partners can offer loans up to $35,000 with varying rates and terms. Review your loan offer with no obligation and decide what works for you. Visit PersonalLoans.com today.
This is what $500,000 in a duffel bag looks like. Actually not real. That's because it's actually prop money. It looks realistic from a distance, but up close you can see it says for motion picture purposes. Visit PropMoney.com today to get your money seen or money shot right with Prop Money Inc.
With Son, owning iconic furniture no longer requires paying a premium. With over 15,000 satisfied customers worldwide, we've proven that high-quality furniture doesn't have to come with a high price tag. Explore our collection today at san.com.
The U-Like Air 3, launched in 2023, ushers in a new era of sapphire ice cooling technology, offering nearly painless hair reduction in just 3 weeks. That's ULIKE.com. U-Like.
VivoSun's mission is to empower growers with stylish and effective products, making indoor growing accessible and enjoyable for everyone. Visit vivosun.com today and get started making growing plants and vegetables easy and automatic.
It is the Mosley Show, and man, I'm getting all kinds of feedback, and that's a good idea. Kevin Hall, our producer, and you see him on here. You see, no matter how crazy long my hair gets these days, it will never reach the length of one Kevin Hall. And but Kevin reminded me of something. There he is. I don't know. You might want to think about a ponytail. Kevin also will be part of a new rendition of Jesus Christ Superstar. I just can imagine you. You're in a band, or you have a good voice, or are you more of a guitarist? You have a decent voice.
More of a guitar player, but yeah, I've got a decent voice. I've led worship on quite a few occasions. Yeah.
Do you know all those worship songs, or would you kind of spice it up with a little like electric guitar? Did y'all have the drum kit and all, or did you do the basic, all the normal Christian worship tunes?
Well, I was in a touring band, and so I can't keep my feet planted in one location. So I'll play a fair amount of electric guitar and get into it.
But that one song, like he's a good father, or something. No, good father or something. That's not one you can really get a lot of.
Oh, but you would be surprised. The electric guitar part on that actually has a pretty fabulous bend in the chorus there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What was that? There was that one they used to play at University Baptist Church, and it was like there's a line in there. It's a big house. We can play football or something like that, and they would sing this thing. And I remember, I'm just sort of a wise.
That's the old Audio Adrenaline song. Yeah, I know that one.
But it just I remember
I played with them one time.
Everybody would be whooping it up, and I was always just like, am I in a movie? Am I on candid camera? Like, what's happening here? Like, why are they all singing the song? But I just tend to not really get into that. But I like the old traditional hymns, but that's fine. Everybody can have their own. I like a little traditional worship. That's good though. Look at there. I got my tennis gear. I'm ready to go today. It's 58 and partly cloudy. It's going to be rough this weekend.
Yeah.
This is Travis Matthew. We'll get out there, be on the courts by about 4 o'clock. So we'll be okay. But Kevin, I did want to, I want to put my trusty, here we go, because I want to hear what you have to say about some of this too. Let's go through one more time on the Baylor schedule for people. Let's put not the one that drives me insane.
No, you don't want the DMs.
No, let's put the good one up. Okay,
just the Word document. There we go. Because the black background one, it doesn't show you home games versus away.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I like this. I don't think it's a horrible schedule. You knew Tech was going to come back on after ending the first time since the 1960s or whatever it was, 50s. You didn't play them last year. Big 12 just kind of wanders around in the dark on some of this stuff, but they're new too, and so they're kind of catching up to speed on how all these they don't understand the whole SWC thing. And Kev, you might not either. Okay, I've got to get you caught up on like SWC football history and things like that.
I told you I lived in outside Houston for a little bit when I was young. I remember I actually went.
Some knowledge of that.
Yeah, I lived next door to one of the assistant coaches for Rice football in Missouri City, and I remember going to a Rice Baylor game at one point, and I was in my young formative years, and only thing I remember is being scared out of my mind by the Baylor Bear.
Kevin reveals that he was a wealthy kid from the suburbs. Okay, Houston. I would say everything is doable And then you have that murderer's row at the end. And November 14th through the 28th, it's just put your hard hat on and you try to survive. And so you steal as many wins as you can leading up to that. And if you get it to 7-2, get it to 7-2, and then you have to survive and desperately need to pick off one of the three. And I would say that one would need to be probably at Houston. Don't love your chances in Provo in November. Do not like your chances at home against the Red Raiders, although you never know. You never know. But then I think at the Cougs, what you hope is that Houston is not quite ready under Fritz to put back-to-back great breakout seasons together. What you need to have by then is Houston to have fallen apart. And you need to have maintained what you've done. So you need to be 7-4, at least 7-4 going into Houston, win that game, finish 8-4, and then I think people are feeling pretty good about things. And some people will be like, oh, no, I want to get rid of Miranda. But we're not going to do that. I'm not going to root for a coach to get fired. Now, how does the coach get fired? There's probably a number of different ways it could happen. But if you start the season 2-3, headed into TCU, you would have some chatter. I'm not saying McNamee's going to do it, but there would be chatter because you go into the bye in a bad way, 2-3. And I just think at that point, the sight of Miranda, everybody would be like, please give us Spavital the rest of the year, interim coach, all that kind of stuff. That said, rooting for that not to be the case. And what would be fun is the beat Auburn in Atlanta. You're not having to play them at Jordan Hare, and then you're off to a 4-0 start going to Arizona State. That would be great because then people are like, "Hey, Baylor may have turned this around." And then, as I keep saying, you've got DJ Lagway just throwing darts.
As long as it's to the right team.
Fair point. All right, let's look at some other stuff. Okay, give them a picture real quick, Kev, of the grid.
All right, let's see if we can do this here. See, that's going to be too small. Here we go.
Hey, today's going to be a day. I just
make
a lot of I'm going to play tennis later, but in this next hour, it's going to be just kind of Mosley alone with the grid. Okay. I like a good book. I like a good fire. I like a good cigar, and I like a good grid. I lie about that. I don't smoke cigars. It just sounded kind of fun. A good brandy. No, I don't do that either. I don't understand cigar bars. Like, it doesn't make much sense to me. You want to go hang out with people you don't know and smoke cigars in a smoky room. None of that makes much sense to me. All right. What do we have here? I can't really see it, but I do later. I'll get it real close to my eye, and I may even get a magnifying glass out, and I'll really go to work on it. The thing I can tell you is those games in the white for Baylor are road games. And the great news about it is, as I look at that, there's that neutral game, but it's not like Baylor. I mean, yeah, the worst ones are in November. You just have two really potentially tough road games. The back-to-back that Baylor has road games are not that bad. We're talking the Jayhawks and the UCF Golden Knights. That's doable. It's very doable. Okay, I know I'm having trouble, Kev, because I keep coming back to the Baylor schedule because a lot of people that watch us are Baylor people. So that's what happens. But show me, can I see the BYU schedule?
Yep.
In my mind now, I've committed to knowing the Tech schedule, and they're not playing each other. So Tech has a very easy schedule. In fact, Tech's road games are basically, and I hate that Baylor's included in this, but if we're going to be honest and we're basing it on what Baylor was last year and what we think they're going to be this year, Tech has an extremely easy road schedule. Now, let's look at the BYU schedule. What's weird is we knew Notre Dame was on the schedule, and they replaced the USC rivalry game with BYU. Now we knew that had happened. We knew where the game was going to be,
but
we did not know when. And so that's interesting. Is there any way you can enlarge that at all or not? Okay. Nope. They're at, I would say, the toughest road games. I looked at this one earlier today. The toughest road games for BYU. They've got the rivalry game at Utah, right down the road. All right. So that's Salt Lake City. I don't know for sure. What is that, an hour away from Provo, something like that? I don't know. Something in that neighborhood. That's a tough road game. Don't get me wrong. Two tough teams, but they'll have a lot of their fans in that stadium with them. So it's just one of those games you got to play, and it'll be interesting, and we'll see. The at TCU, it's an old like WAC/Conference USA or whatever. They used to be in the not Conference USA, Mountain West is what I meant to say. They used to kind of be together, and so they have an interesting little thing, TCU and BYU. So I would say at TCU is not easy, but they get Notre Dame at home, even though it's a really tough non-conference game. Now, I can't see underneath our beautiful Central National Bank thing. What do they do at where's that Arizona State game? That's at BYU? Yeah, they host Arizona State. Is that right? So that's a tough game. But that's another team that honestly, they got both Arizona schools, but they catch them both at home. It's a very doable schedule. I mean, the Irish are going to give them grief. And that's the Jilted Bowl. Those are two teams that felt like they should be in the tournament, in the playoff, and they didn't make it. That's a tough one. But to me, that's a very doable schedule. All right, give me Arizona State. Can we go look at Arizona State real quick? Okay. Walk me through. Ooh, dang.
A&M.
Okay, wait though. Since my site is so bad, walk me through real quick. They have to go to Texas Tech, right?
Yeah.
Are they hosting Texas A&M?
No. Kyle Field.
Arizona State has to go to Kyle Field. Okay, that's rough. Although Miami went in there and took care of business, didn't they? Where is, since I can't really see, where is the okay, hold on a second. So they are, where's the BYU game, remind me?
It is
at BYU.
At BYU, yep.
Okay. So at UCF, they're at Arizona.
So that's
again,
a tough road schedule right there.
Yeah, but the Arizona thing doesn't bother me. Those rivalry games, because you get enough Sun Devils in there in that stadium, in that Arizona stadium, it'd probably be okay.
At A&M, at Tech, and at BYU.
Yeah,
that's tough.
But the key is, where do they have any back-to-back road trips? Can you find one?
Doesn't there looks like there's a neutral site game with Kansas after A&M.
Okay. Guess where that is?
I don't know.
I think that's in Wembley Stadium. I think that's over.
Oh.
Because really, the Brits, I think they just cannot wait to see the Jayhawks in person. I mean, British people
they love
are
Kansas.
Dying. They're dying to see Kansas football. I'm so glad
it's like
the Big 12.
The opposite of Dorothy. They just can't wait to be in Kansas.
It's just so funny. I mean, everybody, but that's why I like about Yormark. I mean, some of it's kind of weird. It's like Dublin, but he's kind of always like has that attitude of like, sign me up. I'll try that. I'll go do that. I'll go play at Wembley. Like nobody in the Big 12, like these fan bases, like you're giving up a freaking home game. One of these teams is giving up a home game to go to Wembley Stadium. Like that's a joke. These teams that desperately need revenue and NIL's killing everybody and rev share, and they're going to go send them over to Buckingham Palace.
Somebody has to be Jacksonville Jr.
I like that. Somebody's got to be. Okay, do we want to see anybody else?
I don't know.
Who's another team?
We got TCU, Arizona.
Yeah, TCU. I want to see TCU.
All right. And then we got to get going.
Walk me through. Did you have me on some kind of schedule today, Kev? Walk me through the back-to-back road games for TCU.
Oh, let's see. Road. Is that
Do they have any?
Nope.
Man, all these teams that don't have back. Baylor has a back-to-back road trip. A ton of these teams do not.
Yep.
So they get, what's their toughest road game?
At Tech to end the season. Other than that, they got Arizona, at Baylor, and at UCF.
That Arizona could be tough. Arizona's pretty good. But they've got the Utes coming in. Is that right? Is that what that it says down there at the
Yep.
And they got BYU coming in to their place. They got to play one of those stupid games over at, God dang, where are they playing? Aren't they playing North Carolina somewhere? I thought they were. I thought
playing North Carolina,
Dublin or something.
Yeah.
I can't even see. Is North Carolina? This is like I cannot believe that they make these things so hard. At least for my eyes. West Virginia, Kansas. Okay, they got some back-to-back home games that are kind of nice. Okay, I don't hate that TCU schedule. I don't know. I don't really understand that quarterback. I don't understand what they're doing at quarterback. Like I don't. I know they got the kid from the Ivy League, and he's in Harvard, and he may be great, but it's just like I have an easier time accepting even a kid from like wherever Chambliss came from, Ferris State, Division II, or whatever that is, FCS, or I think they're Division II. I have an easier time accepting that than I do the other thing. Okay, Kev, it's good when we don't have enough time. There's some days I'm like, Kev, can we stop at 2? Not today, okay? It was strong. Now, tomorrow, Kev, we got to work this out because I forget exactly what time your other show ends, but we got to try to tape Scott, and then we're going to run it back. But anyway, we'll have it tomorrow afternoon at around 2:15, 2:30. We will have Scott Drew. And then Friday, and Kevin and I have both kind of bantered this around, Friday we might play for you my interview with Jarrett Stidham earlier in the season, before he knew that he would be the starting in the AFC title game. Amazing stuff. Now, again, I'm on the fence about whether I'm going to run that or not, but still kind of interesting. Kev, thanks. Good day, good fun day, and thanks to our audience, man. We love you guys. All right. Leave a love offering. Leave us a no, I don't think we don't ask for contributions. Just sign up on. All I ask is that it's free. So hit subscribe on YouTube, and I think that somehow helps me. And we thank Central National Bank and Kevin the Landing. Oh my gosh, almost one of the great oversights ever. The Brazos Landing. Oh, never an oversight in my mind. I drove by there yesterday, and I was just like, I just went in the parking lot. It was like, I've got to order some bang bang shrimp. Even if I don't have time, I got this meeting. I just want the appetizer. I just need to get in, get out, but I still need the taste. That BLT right there with that candied bacon. Goodness gracious. So good. All right. Appreciate everybody who's been a part of this one. It is the Mosley Show for Kevin Hoosier Hall, Rogue Media Network, and all of Baylor University, as how Grant Taft used to say it. I am Matt Mosley. We'll see you next time.
If you want the best for your body, you want Ascension Providence, the largest sports and orthopedics group in Central Texas. Using innovative and cutting-edge technology, we're able to understand your body better than ever, delivering treatment with precision. And with our fellowship-trained and board-certified doctors, you'll receive excellent care. Work with a team dedicated to your health, wellness, and safety.
So you can perform
at your best.
Ascension Providence, caring for Texas families for over 120 years.
Experience the future of secure private cloud storage with Internix. Protect your files with end-to-end encryption, ensuring your data stays private and accessible only to you. That's internxt.com today.
Welcome to Market XLS, your all-in-one Excel solution for investors. Designed as an enterprise-grade platform, Market XLS caters to investment managers, secure and efficient investment management and research. Book your free demo.
Experience with the Mosley MD hair regrowth kit was amazing. It was easy to use. It let me take off my hat. I could go in public and have my picture taken and feel normal again.
MosleyMD.com.
At 4U Health, we believe wellness and lab testing should be accessible, inclusive, and yes, fun. With our tech-powered at-home lab test, you save time and money while feeling your best. 4U Health. Visit 4uhealth.com today.
BadCreditLoans.com is a pioneering service provider that has carved a reputation in the financial industry. Simple, fast, and reliable loan application process. And its commitment to responsible borrowing makes it a trusted partner in the journey towards financial stability.
Unlock a world of convenience with Mullybox, your one-stop solution for personalized subscription boxes delivered right to your door. Each box is tailored to your taste. Mullybox.com. That's MULLYBOX.com. With a focus on performance, design, and customer service, we're here to help you work smarter, not harder. Join us on our journey to simplify your world. Visit acasis.com today. That's ACASIS.com today. Experience the perfect blend of exquisite craftsmanship and life-changing technology with Gevi. Every product is built with precision, featuring specialized parts that ensure durability, efficiency, and safety. Upgrade your everyday with Gevi. Visit us at gevi.com to discover more.